Hi Evaluator, and welcome to my presentation for my 400X Capstone assignment. I'm Adam McConnell and I am an administrator and instructor in the field of English as a second language in the DC area. My presentation is divided into 4 parts: my topic and audience, an outline of the modules, the assignments that my participants will complete, and the learning theory behind my micro lesson, where I will also discuss lessons learned. Now, onto my topic and audience. The topic of this course is task-based language teaching, usually called TBLT. TBLT is an approach that supports the communicative method of language teaching, or CLT. TBLT and CLT follow modern thinking in the field of language teaching and are well supported by concepts we have discussed in this program, constructivism, for example. It is especially important for instructors to be familiar with TBLT at my school. In addition to its being considered a preferred approach to teaching, it's also an integral part of our curriculum. Although we only hire certified and trained teachers to work at my school, those teachers may have come from a wide variety of programs and completed their training in different time periods. That means that to many of our new hires, TBLT is a new concept. This training is aimed at providing new teachers an introduction to TBLT to help them teach more effectively within our curriculum. I believe that by completing this introductory training and receiving observation and feedback from administrative staff, these teachers will be well equipped to teach TBLT classes at my institution. In this slide, I will give you a brief description of the 4 modules in this course. To look in more detail, you can follow the URL at the end of the presentation, which has also been submitted with the presentation. The first and second modules would be completed in week 1. The first module is simply an introduction to the course. It gives students information on how to access the course, the objectives, the syllabus, and a description of the final project. The second module begins the first phase of content. In this module, I will discuss what TBLT is and how it differs from other methodologies the participants in my program may have been exposed to. And then finally, the lesson highlights the strengths of TBLT. Each of the content units, which are modules 2, 3, and 4, include a discussion question and quiz, which I'll go into later on. The topic of the third module is how to write TBLT objectives. This module explains the features of TBLT objectives and provides students with a list of verbs from Bloom's taxonomy. Finally, and very importantly, the fourth module focuses on the 3 phases of a TBLT lesson. I include a description of each phase, and I give examples of content and materials that might be used. As mentioned previously, the content modules, modules 2, 3, and 4, each include discussion questions and quizzes. Each discussion question gives a task for participants to complete, followed by an opportunity to comment on 2 colleagues' posts. In Module 2, participants will do some research to find an example of a TBLT lesson and explain features of that approach. In Module 3, participants will be asked to develop objectives for a class that they are teaching or have taught. In Module 4, participants will develop a unique pre-task activity for a scenario of their choice. Following constructivism, participants are constructing knowledge by performing and reflecting and even collaborating in terms of sharing opinions and feedback. As a kind of formative assessment, the instructor can monitor the discussion for issues that may need further explanation. Each module ends with a 5-question true-false quiz. The quiz is an opportunity for the participant to revisit learning. It also serves as an opportunity for the instructor of the program to monitor progress and step in if needed. Canvas allows the instructor to analyze quiz results and compare among cohorts as a way to evaluate the effectiveness of the course. The final project is submitted at the end of week 3, or day 21. Students can access a full description of the assignment in the syllabus. In addition, I have included a separate section on the project in Module 1. The assignment is to develop a unique TBLT lesson plan for a language class selecting a scenario of their choice. The scenarios are developed to be highly similar to real-world teaching scenarios at my school. Participants are provided detailed instructions, a lesson plan format they can access via Google Docs, and the grading rubric. Two learning theories most influence the design of my lesson: constructivism and andragogy. I believe strongly that a constructivist approach to learning is the best. In this course, I include various opportunities for students to engage with learning, such as through discussion boards, research, and by performing a real-world task. Because I'm teaching highly educated adults through this program, I feel a consideration for the concept of andragogy is critical. I fulfill the need to know by providing the objectives and description up front. Several activities are self-directed. For instance, the discussion in Module 2 has participants do research on TBLT to share in the discussion board. Instruction takes into account the prior knowledge of learners. For instance, I've dedicated one slide to highlight how TBLT is different from other approaches to teaching. Module 1 highlights how my school's program utilizes TBLT to highlight how it fits the needs of those learning in this course. The final project is an example of an activity oriented toward solving a problem, in this case developing their lesson plan. Finally, this course taps into intrinsic motivation by highlighting how it will fit the participants' needs, as well as providing opportunities for active engagement in the course. For this course, I followed the ADDIE model. My analysis was informed through my own personal experiences as a teacher, observing other teachers in the program, and discussions with those teachers. This information has led me to be aware of the difficulty new teachers without training in TBLT face as they start work as instructors at my school. With an awareness of this problem, I was able to move into the design phase. Through this phase, I drafted the objectives and created a general plan for how I wanted to assess students both formatively and summatively. I also decided on the order of the modules and the topics under each module I wanted to cover. Finally, I selected an LMS, in this case my school's Canvas site. The development phase took the most time, creating text, videos, graphics, adding them to the pages, and organizing them into modules. However, the development phase was made much easier by the fact that I had a careful design to work from. It showed me how critical the design phase is. Next, I plan to implement the course. However, I've gone through myself to simulate how it would feel to the user. Evaluation is ongoing. For instance, as I was developing materials for the course, I had to make a few changes to the design as I realized some of the technical limitations of Canvas. Evaluation will of course be performed by the student as well at the end of the program. At the end of the course, I ask students to complete an evaluation which provides necessary feedback to me on things that worked and things that didn't work. For this course, Here you can see a link to the actual course as well as a link to my microlesson introduction. Note that the microlesson introduction includes all of the quizzes, which are invisible in the actual course, because the course requires registration to take a quiz. I just want to take a moment and thank you for this exciting opportunity. I have found this course to be informative and applicable to my field, and I look forward to your feedback. Goodbye for now.